Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. Today we will be discussing about cable sizing calculations. Okay, so in 6 steps we will see how to do a cable sizing calculation. Okay, in electrical discipline this is a very important topic. Okay, once you do transformer sizing, then later we have to do cable sizing. You may have seen my earlier videos of cable transformer sizing. Okay, so once you do a transformer sizing, then you have to start doing a cable sizing calculations. Okay, so in cable sizing calculations, there are two types. One is the LV cable sizing. One is the LV cable sizing, and second is the HV cable sizing. Okay. So there is some difference between LV and HV cable sizing. This difference we will see in my next video. I will prepare a separate video on that. So today we will just focus on how to do a LV cable sizing. Okay. So let's start with the first step. Let's say you have got a motor of 100 kilowatt. Okay. This motor details you will be getting from the load list. Okay, you will get these details from a process department. They issue a load list or equipment list. From there you will get the motor load details. Okay, so once you get the load list, there is 100 kilowatt. Second step, you have to calculate the full load current. This is your second step. Okay, you have to calculate the ILFLC. So what is the formula for that? That is power divided by root 3 into voltage into power factor into efficiency of the motor. Okay. So this 100 kilowatt divided by root 3, that is 1.739 into 0.415, this is the voltage. Since this power is in kilowatt, so that's why I have considered voltage in kV. Okay, if it is in wattage, then you have to consider voltage in volts. Okay, into 0.8, 0.8 is your power factor. This you will get it from design basis, and into efficiency. This is the efficiency of the motor. This value you will be getting from the vendor catalog something. Okay, it depends. For every individual motor, the value is different, but normally you can consider as a 0.9 or 0.95. Okay, so you will be getting the value like almost around 179 amperes. Okay, I don't know the exact value, but if you calculate, you will get somehow this value. Okay. So the third step is you will be calculating the derating factor. This is DF. DF is nothing but the derating factor. Okay. Now what is this DF? This DF, that is the derating factor, is basically depends on how you are going to lay the cables. I mean, how you are going to lay the cables in air or in ground. There are two types in this. That is air and ground. Means either you will lay cable in air, that is in cable trace, or you will be laying cable into ground, that is underground. Okay. Depending on that conditions, your derating factor will be different. Okay. For this, you have to calculate. You have to refer to the cable catalog. That is the LV cable catalog. There are two vendors in this. Sorry, not two vendors. There are a lot of vendors like Polycab. In India, Polycab is a very famous manufacturer for cables. Then, if you go in Middle East, you will find Ducab. Okay, or you can find Oman Cables. So there are numerous cable vendors. So by referring this catalog, you can find this derating factor. Now let's say you are calculating DF for cable laying in air. In air, there are two conditions. First is your ambient air temperature. Ambient air temperature, and second is your group rating factor. Group rating factor. Okay. Now what is this ambient air temperature? It is the temperature surrounding your cable. Since you are laying cable in air, it is the ambient temperature surrounding your cable. Let's say your site temperature is 40 degrees Celsius. Okay, or 45 degrees Celsius. So for 40 degree, you will find derating factor is 1 if you refer the catalog. If it is a 45 degrees, it is 1 or it is 0.9. Like this. The more the temperature, the cable gets more derated. If it is 50 degree, it will go to 0.95, something like 0.95 or 0.85, something like that. Okay. And second is your group rating factor. What is the group rating factor? This is how you are going to group the cables. Let's say this is your cable tray. You are laying cable in air. Okay, and you are putting cables in this like in flat touching. This is called as a flat touching. All cables are in flat touching formation. Okay. Then there is also one more way of putting cables is spacing. You put some space in this. Okay. Let's say of 150 mm. You put here some space 75 and 75. Okay. So based on this, you will get some random value. You will get something like 0.8 or 0.75 something. Okay. So once you must multiply this both the factors, you will get a derating factor. For example, in this case, this total 0.9 into 0.75 will make you 0.65 something around. I don't know exact value, but this you may get. So in cable sizing, 0.65 is a very standard value. Okay. In any interview, if any interview asks you what is your derating factor to be considered in LV cable sizing, you can consider the 0.65. 0.65 is a very standard value. Okay. But still you have to calculate it based on how you are going to lay the cables. Okay. Now second step, you will say you are laying cables in ground. Okay. Apart from two that conditions, fourth condition is your one is your ambient ground temperature. Second is your group rating factor. Third is your depth of laying. At what depth you are going to lay the cables? Let's say you are laying cable at 1 meters or at 0.9 meters like this. So depending on that, you will get some value here. And fourth is your soil resistivity factor. Soil resistivity factor. Let's say here your soil resistivity factor is it's something 2 or it is 2.4 or it is 3. Okay, this value you will be getting from design basis. Okay, the client gives you value of the soil resistivity factor because based on the site conditions, this value this factor will get vary. So you may get like something 0.75 again. So if you multiply this 0.9 or 0.75, if you multiply these four factors, okay, that is 0.9 into 0.75 into 0.8 into 0.75. You will get some abrupt value 0.75 something. I don't know exact value. Okay, you can calculate it later. So this is how you have to calculate derating factor. Okay. And now the fourth step is once you calculate the derating factor, you have to calculate. This is the fourth step. You have to calculate the required current. Okay. What is required current? This is your IFLC divided by DF. Okay. Let's say your full load current is 179 amperes, and if you divide by 0.65 is your derating factor, you are getting value of 269. Okay. You may get 270, whatever it is. You can calculate it. Okay. So this is what is your required current. So based on this required current, you have to select a cable size. Let's say you are selecting based on this required current, you are selecting cable size of 120. Okay, copper XLPE cable. This is a normal. This is a specification for cables, copper XLPE. So let's say you have selected 3-core 120 cable. So this is the fifth step. You have to select a cable. Fifth step. This is the fifth step. And the last step is once you select the cable, you have to calculate the voltage drop. Okay, voltage drop calculation. What is this voltage drop calculation? Let's say once you have laid the cable, okay, this is your switchboard and this is your motor and this is your cable, 3-core 120. Okay, you have laid this cable and the length of the cable, let's say it is 800 meters or 900 meters. Okay, so there will be something drop. So we have to calculate this voltage drop calculation in two conditions. First is your starting condition. Second is your running condition. Okay. In starting condition, the voltage drop, maximum allowable voltage drop is 15%. In running condition, maximum voltage drop allowable is 5%. Okay. Means what? The voltage drop should not increase above this percentage. Okay. In starting condition. Or in running condition also, the voltage drop should not get above this 5%. Okay. Otherwise the motor won't start. This is a standard condition set by the international standards by IEC. Okay. So there is one formula. Simple formula for voltage drop. It is what? It is V is equal to IR. We all know. Current into resistance. Okay. I will just now extend this formula how it is useful in this calculation. Since it is a three-phase supply, is root 3 into I. I is your IFLC. Okay. Root 3 IFLC. Here R is your R cos phi plus X sin phi. Okay. Into length of your cable divided by 1000. Why 1000? Because length normally we get in meters. Okay. So if you divide meters by 1000, you will get in kilometers. Okay. Because this R is your resistance and X is your reactance of your cable selected. Okay. So this value in the catalogs you will find in ohms per kilometer. Okay. So once you use this value in ohms per kilometer, your length should be in kilometers. So if you taking in meters and if you divide by 1000, okay, length, you will get this length in kilometers. Okay. So that your overall resistance value you will be getting in ohms. So ohms into current, you will get voltage drop. That is the reason we are using this 1000. We are dividing this value by 1000. And this is your number of runs. Okay. So let's say your voltage drop is getting above 15%. More drop is coming. What you will do? You have to increase one more run. We will lay here 2 runs. Okay. N is equal to normal. It is N is 1. And number of runs is 1. Is here N is 1. So if you lay 2 runs, here N will be 2. So that will reduce your voltage drop. Because in paralleling, what happens if you lay 2 runs, your cable voltage drop will get reduced. If you put 3 runs, it will further reduce. So it depends how much your drop is going. Once it is coming below 15%, okay, then 2 runs are sufficient. Same case you can apply in running conditions. Okay. Now only difference between starting and running condition is, in starting conditions the voltage drop is very high. That is 6 times the motor full load current. Your motor draws 6 times of IFLC. So there is only difference. During starting you have to consider 6 times of IFLC, and during running you don't have to consider any 6 times. Just consider root 3 into IFLC into R cos phi plus X sin phi into L divided by 1000 into 2. Into 2 means or into number of runs. Okay. This is how you calculate the cable sizing. I hope you have understood the cable sizing calculations. So just to brief, there are total 6 steps. First, you have to get it for the load list. Second, you have to calculate the full load current. Third step, you have to calculate the derating factor. Fourth step, you have to calculate the full load current. You have to select the cable size. And in last step, you have to do the voltage drop sizing calculations. Okay. I hope you would like this video. If you like it, just share with your friends and subscribe my channel. Okay. And if you have any doubts, you can put in the comment section and you can ask me. Keep watching my videos. Till then, I will be coming back with my next video. Till then, bye bye. Thank you.